My name's Lamont Bell. We're down at New Life Evangelistic Center, and we're going to be joining them in the march against the unfair treatment of the homeless people from the city by removing the park benches from the park and turning it into a dog park and harassing the homeless people. So they just want their voice to be heard. So we're going to march with them, and we'll get a few shots from them, and they'll be marching in a few minutes.
So the reason we're doing this is we're trying to highlight the fact that the homeless are the most discriminated group in America today. At the same time, we see the discrimination against the homeless that affects everyone. If you notice, they put these barricades all up and down the sidewalks to keep the homeless off. But elderly people like Ray over here and others, you can't get on the sidewalks anymore. So they have violated the federal handicap laws to harass the homeless and keep them off the sidewalks.
Understand.
And as we go here, we're also going to go by where we're going to see they've totally encapsulated a park just to keep the homeless out of Lucas Park.
Right.
But they have the dog park open where the dogs can go,
right,
and the kids. And then you're going to go past the library, and you're going to see that the library, they keep throwing the people out there if they have bags in their hand. And then you go over to the empty, and they pulled all the park benches out of the parks, so they want the homeless even to sit in the parks.
We ran into a homeless guy by the name of Randy Allen as we was marching. And here's what Randy Allen has to say about the situation, dealing with the homeless people himself in the park.
I am a homeless man that stay at the Larry Wright Center, and I also be in this park over here. I mean, it's kind of dangerous, but it's not a lot of resources we can go to when we're homeless when Larry Wright Center is not open. So a lot of people try to find places. There's this park right here, and I'm standing behind, and it's not comfortable at all. So if you can be grateful to help some of us get out of this situation, it would be very grateful.
Further on down in March, we was heading down toward Kena Plaza, and we had an opportunity to talk to Chief Dawson about the balance of St. Louis and the treatment of the homeless people. And here's what the chief had to say about the balance.
Oh, and I think everybody has a right to have their voice heard. And I think what's a challenge for us is downtown is developed now, hey, the residents also have a slightly different perspective on it too. And so activities on Washington Avenue, whether it's the bars, the restaurants, the homeless, the visitors down there, have an impact on that quality of life too. So I think groups like the Downtown Residents Association, Downtown Partnership, all are working towards the same thing, making sure that everybody has the space that they need, has the right to be respected, and that everybody respects everybody else.
So you want it to be a balance?
Well, I think it has to be. I think you have to find a balance between the residents, the resources for individuals, and individuals' rights.
Thank you, Chief. As we was marching with Matthew Carter struck on some vital points about the importance of protesting and getting your voice out there to be heard. Here's Matthew Carter in his own words.
All the people who have struggled for us to get here, this country, the dumping of the tea, the revolution, all of these things are based upon protests.
Right.
We protested against the church, and now we got the Protestant church. We don't understand. It's in protest. We have to protest to get something. People protested because slavery was abominable, when everybody in the world thought it was great. You gotta protest. You can't get that by sitting back, and you can't get it by sitting behind a computer. You have to get out and be forceful and firm and saying it's wrong. Until you start saying it's wrong, nobody's going to listen to that. It's not just now, but it's in the long term. It's for the long term. It's for hopefully doing something now provides something 100 years from now for some child, for some person. Man, that is great, and that's what my great-great-grandfather and all of them did for me. So why would I be less?
Right. Okay, we just got to interview Reverend Matthew Carter. He is an activist for the homeless people down New Life Evangelistic Center as we march down the Kena Plaza today. And he had some key notes is that in order for us to really help these homeless people, we have to come together as a community, and we have to also just clean house, clean city government. We have to put some people in there that have passionate hearts and understanding for people. Other than that, we know that the Bible says the poor will be among us, but they don't have to suffer as much as that they want them to suffer. And with that note, you have a good evening.